What caliber should you take in the woods with you? Well, it depends on what you're hunting, but we can figure that out. Let's go over that real quick. So we always hear it. Everybody has their own preference on what they're going to take with them in the woods to hunt with. Well, it goes back down. What are you hunting? So let's start off with critters, for instance. Say you're in the south or out east and you got a lot of hogs. One of my favorite daytime weapons to use would be this AR-15. Coming out of it is a 7.62 by 39. You heard that correctly. 7.62 by 39 out of an AR platform. Now, people ask, now why the heck would you buy that in an AR platform? Well, it's all about preference. I just prefer it to be on an AR platform. It gives me, it's more versatile. Like, hey, I got a hand grip on here. I was able to toss this Monstrum red green dot on. This is a 5X prism, and it works phenomenally. About 150 yards, about the max that I put on this. But again, that's just my preference. And it's very durable. I mean, it's done everything I've asked it to do. And 7.62 is cheap to find. It's easy to find. And if all you're shooting is hogs, then it's a trash animal versus cheap ammunition. Why not? But, you know, it's a great gun, great caliber to use if you're going to be shooting pigs, especially to keep yourself busy since deer season's over, up until turkey season rolls around. If you're more of the serious hog hunter, and you want further shots and fast knockdown, and I'm talking fast knockdown, I would suggest running what I have here. This is also in a reticle, but this is a 6.5 Grendel. And let me tell you something. I have never seen anything knock a 200-pound plus hog on its ass faster than this. This 6.5 Grendel I used during this past hog competition. None of the hogs that I fired at with this left. They did not leave the area, period. 90% of them dropped right where they stood. The other couple, maybe 10 yards. Now, granted, I was using a Hornady SST and a 123 grain. But this bad boy made a believer out of me. I've got a Bearing Optics Hogster on top. This is a thermal scope that a friend of mine lended me, so I've got to give that back. Anyway, used this on a doe this year, and the damage was amazing. I was just dumbfounded by what this Grendel can actually do. My opinion, most underrated caliber that's out there. It's not talked about enough, which I'm kind of glad, because that's more ammunition for me. So y'all continue to not buy it. That way I can keep buying the ammo. This is just phenomenal. If you don't have one, I'd recommend you get one. And, you know, and it zips. This thing will zip. So if you want to shoot coyotes and bobcats with it, go for it. It's gonna do more than what you want it to do, I promise. At the beginning of the competition, I was using a 308, and the 308 did phenomenal. It was knocking them down right there for the most part. Had a couple that would make it quite a ways, but I did recover them. And then I switched over to the Grendel, and this 6.5 Grendel outdid the 308 that past month. No comparison. I was highly pleased with how this Grendel worked. So for hogs, rock you a 6.5 Grendel or 7.62 by 39, and I promise you're gonna get it done. But that's just me. You can use your basic deer rifles too. I mean, 243 will do it. I've killed plenty of hogs with a 223. But if you're in the more serious you need to recover every single pig that you shoot at, I would suggest getting you a 6.5 Grendel. Highly suggested. But, you know, 6.5 Creedmoor, 308, 30-06, 7mm rim mag, 300 Win mag, it'll take care of it. But for low recoil and the amazing accuracy that these things put out and the cost of ammunition, 6.5 Grendel's the way to go. And for deer hunting too. This is my new deer rifle, by the way. I've been preaching 223 and I love the 223, but this Grendel does a whole lot more damage and it has the same recoil as the 223 does for the most part. I don't really see that much of a difference, and it's coming out faster. There's more foot-pound energy and it's screaming, so it's dirty.
Crazy. This mud he's got all over him, I guess, all his face and shit.
Golly.
I'm gonna have to get you down with that one.